Good morning, everyone. It's fall, y'all. My second most favorite time of the year, second behind Christmas. So that means that it's time to start decorating outside and inside. And I'm going to concentrate on outside first. And I'm going to take you along on how I do it. It's DIY for the most part. Get started with my bow making and decorating. I've got a honey-do chore. Gary's one-handed right now, so best he can do is hold the camera. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this bolt and this nut on.
Actually, it's a washer and a nut.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I don't know what I'm doing. He's having to walk me through it, so this could be entertaining. But I've got to go up through here and attach it to a bolt that's on the bottom here. What is this?
It's the first piece of a bracket to hold a shallow anchor on the plate.
All right, so.
Jack plate.
All right, so. Gonna put this on first.
I can't get my big fat hand up in there.
Well, no, you're one-handed. You're not supposed to be doing anything. He did get permission from the doctor to take the sling off for a few minutes at a time and hang his arms straight down or bent at a right angle next to his chest. All right, let's see.
Loosey, loosey. Lefty, loosey, righty, tighty.
All right, so that means I need to turn it to the right.
Right.
But I got to put this on first.
You put the washer on first.
And then this and start turning. That's the first time I dropped it.
Strike one.
All right, let's get this chore done.
It would be easier to do it right-handed because you're going to turn it toward the boat.
Well, remember right-handed is the worst of the two hands. Right, there's drop number 2. Hold on, I can't do it with my...
Righty-tighty.
Righty-tighty.
Toward the boat.
All right, that's the third time. Otto, you don't need that. I get it, or I think I get it, and then I let go trying to turn it, and it...
Make sure you're going the right way.
I just can't work with my right hand. I'm turning it toward the boat, but it doesn't feel like it's on the thread.
I told her this take about a minute. We at 6 minutes, right at 7 minutes right now.
Well, I knew that wasn't true. That's been proven many times. It'll take just a minute. 30 minutes, 45 minutes later. Guess what? Finally got it after a few more minutes. So I've got the, what do you call this?
A wrench.
I've got the wrench on the nut. And I'm gonna twist it to tighten it, but
I'm gonna tighten it with a socket.
He can do that with his right hand, but can't film it because he wouldn't be able to hold the camera. So, all right, hopefully this will get it. We'll see. Okay, it's done. How long did this take?
Probably in total 20 minutes.
Okay, 1 minute equals 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, it's done. So, all right, I'm ready to get started on my bow making.
All righty. Thank you, Mama.
You're welcome, Daddy. Okay, I am ready to make bows. I've got my ribbon, my pipe cleaners, and a pair of scissors, and that's all you need. Okay, let me talk about the ribbon first off. these are bows that are gonna go outside. They're gonna go on my porch post, and then I've got a couple of wreaths on the windows of the dining room that I'm gonna hang a bow on. And because of the elements, you need a bow that will stand up to rain, moisture. So you need to find ribbon that is 100% waterproof. What you need to look for is the 100% waterproof, whatever that word is. You might can see it a little bit clearer here. 100% waterproof, what's that word? Polypropylene. This is outdoor ribbon. It will stand up to the elements. If you use regular craft ribbon, fabric ribbon, burlap ribbon, first rain, moisture, dew overnight, it's gonna flop, okay? All right, so the colors that I have, I'm gonna make the bow out of orange. Let me show you where I'm getting my colors from. I found this garden flag at Hobby Lobby, and I just love it. And so this kind of a burnt orange color, it's a different color from some of the other orange they have. And this is butter, the narrow width of this lime green, and then the blue. Now this isn't the exact shade of blue. It blends in a little bit better with the sky area as opposed to the truck. I'm going to go with these three and then add in this blue. So how do I do it? Well, first off, let me tell you, I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional at all. 40 plus years ago, I took a 2-hour class through the recreation department. A local florist came in and showed us how to make bows. And so I've just been doing that over the years. All right, I like long streamers. So I'll roll me out a length about what I like, and then I'll roll me off some that I can work with. And so at the area where the streamer will become a loop, I pinch it up, and then I form me a loop. And now the loop is whatever size you want to make it. This is probably, I don't know, 7-8 inches, thereabouts. I'm just guessing. It's whatever you want. But you want to keep them as close to the same size as you can. So now I make a loop for the opposite side. And to do that, I simply take what's attached to the spool, bring it over, and you can twist and turn it, move it from one hand to the next. Not gonna make a difference. Make that loop to be, about the same size. Keep it pinched together. Keep making loops. That's all you're gonna do is loop after loop after loop. Now, in the design programs that I've watched on TV and articles that I've read, Pinterest, that kind of thing, and I believe this course told us this also, always work in the design world in odd numbers. So I'm going to make 9 loops. That's about as much as I can comfortably pinch and hold together. But you can make more loops. You make it as full as you want. All right, so I fold that over, loop. All right, on the opposite side, fold it over, make the loop, pinch it together. And you just keep repeating that process. And again, you can make it as big as you wish, as many loops as you wish. And it doesn't matter if you fold this way or if you fold under and tuck it in. It doesn't matter. I just fold this way because I'm going to be headed to the other side. Pinch, fold, pinch, fold, pinch, fold, pinch, and I'm holding on now, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is gonna be my last one. All right, my streamer's on this side, and you can see my streamer's on this side too, but I want that odd one. So I'm gonna take the end of the ribbon, fold it in, and watch me now. I'm gonna fold it in and turn it so that my streamer is gonna wind up on the other side. Your bow's done. All you need to do is cut your streamer. And I'm gonna cut right here. Put my pipe cleaner on. All right. You see where I'm holding. I want my pipe cleaner, and see, these are all flat, but that last little loop, see how I've got it? So that's because I've twisted and turned it the other way. So I'm gonna put this, make sure that I've got it through to catch all the loops. Flip it on the other end, and you see, and I twist. Do me 2 or 3 good tight twists. And now the bow is through. And so all I need to do now is just fluff it out. You take and you fluff it. When you pull it tight to attach, that brings those loops in a little bit tighter too, and so you have a pretty bow. The way I do this is I just roll me out a length. I will try to get it somewhat the same, and then I'm gonna double it, crease it, and then trim it off to match. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the blues on both sides. I'm just gonna roll off a length that's a little bit shorter. I'm not gonna really measure it. Cut it. Now, let me talk about the tails real quick. I'm using a slant tail on mine, but you can do the fish tail. Now, to do the fish tail, you start with a straight edge, fold it in half. To make the fish tail, I come from the corner and just cut down at an angle, and there's my fish tail. So now that I got these, I'm gonna put this over, creased it, and now I'm gonna cut diagonally. I'm gonna cut this corner off, and what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of some of that fullness so that it's not quite so bulky when I go to attach it. So I'm left with this. Well, this little part right here, I'm gonna catch inside the pipe cleaner. So I want my streamers going the same direction as the orange. That's the part of the bow. So you might have to turn your pipe cleaner around so that it can be twisted. So I put it in there, do a couple of twists, and now you have the bow with the other streamers. And again, you know, you can fluff it up and all once you get it in position wherever you're going to be hanging it. All right, I had to run get some snips. So I've got all of the sunflower snips. So for my wreath, when I look at the shape of it, I think with the shape of it, this is going to be my top, okay? So I'm going to lay it down, make my bow first out of the raffia. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the raffia into a bunch that I think will make a bow. So let me take what I'm going to be using. I'm getting caught up in all the little tendrils. So I've got my raffia, and I'll trim it up to be a little bit neater. And so I make a loop. Make the other loop. And so there's a streamer. There's a streamer. And here's your bow. All right, I'm going to put pipe cleaner around the middle to form the knot. So I twist it real good to hold it in. And so there's my bow. Here's my bow. Now I'll trim it up, make it a little bit neater once I get it in place. I'm not going to trim anything off just yet. But this is going to be my bow. All right, I want my bow to be up here at the top. So I'm going to insert the pipe cleaner around one of the vines. I'm using a kind of a thick one, and then I'll twist that pipe cleaner real good. And I'm not going to trim it off just yet because I don't know that that's exactly the way it needs to be. But I've got my bow. And there's the streamer. Now I need to embellish it with the flowers. So let's work on that. All right, let's take a bunch and I'm going to put it in around here, up here at the bow. Snip that off just a little bit more. I'm going to put some hot glue right in here and then attach. All right, I'm just going to keep adding some of the flowers around. Hot gluing it on, trimming it down if need. Hold it on there if you need to. Just be careful that you don't burn yourself. And I'm gonna take, I think I'll pull it off, and I can glue it to cover up. Is that it's where the ends of the stem that I've already put on, kind of cover them up, neaten that up a little bit. I think I'll put some right in there, and maybe you can see, well, let's see, let me go. I think I'm gonna put you on time lapse and work with it, because this, you know, this is gonna take a little time. You wanna get it in positions that it's where you really want it, and if you don't like it there, you take it out and you move it around. So let me do that. Let me put you on Alright, so I've got the flowers in position. Right now I'm going to work on the greenery. So again, I'm going to put you on time lapse. What I'll be doing is clipping pieces of the greenery and then inserting that in and around, hot gluing it down. All right, so to kind of slow it down a little bit and show you what I'm doing, I'm putting a blob of glue on an area of the wreath, and then I'm sticking the end of the greenery down into the glue, making sure that it's covered good. Kind of keeping it symmetrical a little bit. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, of course, but getting these streamers out of the way. I could have put the bow on last, but I didn't know with just one stem of sunflowers how far it would go. So I decided to put the bow on and work around it. So I put a blob of glue in. There's my blob of glue right here. And I stick the end of the greenery in, make sure I get it good coated. And that's it. All right, I've got to kind of fix up this bow a little bit. That one's a little long. And trim this one a little bit. Fluff it up some. And make me a little loop to hang it on. Let me make the loop, let's see. There's the center. So I want my loop to be in the center. So can you see what I'm doing? I'm gonna twist tie this. And you know, it may hang without any issues on just that vine. But just in case, I've got a loop that I can use as the hanger. Okay? All right, that's the wreath for the door. All right, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put the porch together. All right, I'm gonna work on what I call my ma chair, and I'm ashamed that I left it out here. It was always intended to be outdoors, but when we got the cats, I should have put it up because they've destroyed the seat with clawing at it and so forth. I helped my grandmother when I was a teenager redo the seating, but I'm probably gonna just leave it like it is and not do anything about it because it is something that my mom and I did together, and at least I can keep that part. So I'm just winging it. I'm gonna take this burlap and I'm gonna drape it over. And I know the cats are gonna get into it. I know. Flip it over. See, this is how this is how I know. Stop, Otto. But if they mess this up, okay, they mess it up. It's no big deal. But I would like to get it done first. All right, I'm gonna tie with this raffia. This is gonna be a hoot here. Tie the raffia on. And I've got it, you can see I've got it wrapped around the that part of the chair. Kind of leave that bunched up. And I'm actually going to tie this like you would a regular bow. Shoestring. Alright, so got that. And I'll just leave it bunched up like that. Okay. Alright, I'm going to add some of the autumn leaves, and then I'm also going to put in some of the greenery, and then take and go in through here as well. And then I'll take and secure it. Alright, so there. Alright, this is the look I'm going for with the ribbon garland. I've got the 3 colors draping, and I've got a bow at the doorpost. I got a bow here. So now I'm ready to work on the last section of the step. I'll put a bow here, and I'll put a bow there, and the garland here in the middle. So what I've done is I've taken the 3 colors that I'm using, which is orange, yellow, and brown, twist tying the end together. Now what I'm going to have to do is add a length of the pipe cleaner, because it's not long enough just by itself to go around. So I was gonna cut it in half, but I think I'll just go ahead. I got plenty of the white. I've run out of the brown, but this way I can attach it to the post and not have to struggle with getting it to tighten up. And I want to drape in it similar to that, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this and twist tie it as well. It is so hot out here. The Georgia gnats are beginning to have fun. You would never know it is fall by the temperature. It is just like it's the first day of summer. All right, I'll pinch up this end, twist tie it with the pipe cleaner, and I'll add on a length so that I know that it's going to go around the post. All right. I think I can work better on this if I'm on the other side of the post, so let me go up there. I twist tied around the post here, and I twist tied around the post here. All right, again, I'm gonna have to add a length to this. I don't know if they probably do make the extra long length of the pipe cleaners, but the place where I buy my ribbon, I've not seen it, so I don't know if you have to special order it or what, but you know, I can just add the bow here. All right, I'm gonna tie this bow here. I don't want the white of the twist tie, the pipe cleaner showing. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to cut a length of brown and wrap around it, and I'm not going to cut it very long because I don't want the brown, the purpose of the brown is to hide the other. I don't want it to be necessarily even seen itself. You know, there might be a little bit of a streamer tail, but so put that around, and I need to get in front. And I want to come up under all of the bow. Want to make sure that white is covered. And then just tie a knot in the brown. Tie another knot just to make sure it stays in place. All right, and then fluff. Okay, I am not quite ready to pronounce everything 100% done, but I am pretty close to it. So here is the front of the house. Got the bows and the garland ribbon. I have not yet planted the crotons, and I think that's the right pronunciation, C-R-O-T-O-N-S, and the pansies. They will be going in the pots that I'm showing now. I've just ran out of time and, quite frankly, energy. It is just so hot. All right, here is my scarecrow. Now, I'm not 100% satisfied with this look. I think it needs something else. Maybe something draping around the windows, like here to here. So the next time in town, I think I might look for something, maybe a leaf garland or something fallish. I think has turned out nicely. I am pleased with it. I think the blue goes really well. What do you think, Ollie and Otto? Can y'all quit fighting long enough to make a comment? No? Okay. I just wish y'all to leave it alone. Now, I don't know that I can keep this chair here because they have had a field day with it. So I might have to rethink this and, I don't know, move it somewhere or put something on it that, you know, if they played with it, it wouldn't tear it up. I don't know what that would be, but. All right, here's my wreath. I am happy with the way the wreath turned out. I added in some blue. The dining room is just very simple. I put bows on the grapevine wreaths. I have some white that I'm tempted to go back and add somehow with this ribbon and, you know, give it that candy corn look. All right, I made this door wreath several years ago. It's made of burlap, stuffed with plastic bags. And then I hot glued, I'm going back to the pumpkin now, I hot glued around the edges after I had stuffed it with the white garbage bag, grocery bags. I got this idea from Pinterest, and they also turned it around and on the flip side painted a snowman. And then of course, you know, you change out the ribbon. And I might do that this year. I have always said that I would, but I never have done it. So I don't know, maybe this year. This is my home decorations for fall. I've yet to do the wagon. I'm gonna wait until it's a little bit cooler to do that. And there are maybe some other things that I might put here and there just as yard decor, that kind of thing. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope maybe you have in some way learned a little bit on what you can do. Again, I'm not a professional. I just love to play around with it all. If you are enjoying the content and you have not yet subscribed, please do so. Leave us a thumbs up. Remember the notification bell. I am uploading twice a week, usually on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I'll sign off now with "This is Elaine, and I am an RV wife." Goodbye, everyone.